Officially, yes, so officially now we will be recording this Zoom. That gives us an opportunity to then post this on the website and have it be very shareable for those who were not able to be here at this exact moment today. So hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Darren DNA Clemens. I'm an active supporter of the Global Sojourns Giving Circle. And I have been supporting for about the last 8 or 9 years. I can tell you, for those of you who are new to the call, or for those of you who have had a lot of experience with Global Sojourn Giving Circle, you will have a shared experience today because that shared experience will be heart expanding. You will also be completely inspired by what you will see in the Creative Expressions contest. And you will also be, I would say, ignited to want to learn even more. And on this call, it's really an opportunity as well for us to come together. So please do use that chat and use those features to really stay engaged. I had the opportunity to visit the clubs firsthand in the latter part of May and early part of June 2022. And I can tell you the power of mentorship is palpable. In my own personal life, I've certainly experienced how mentorship has been able to help ignite something within me that perhaps I knew was there, and I needed somebody to help continue that spark. Power of mentorship that you see in these clubs really does have two sides. And what I mean by that is you have on one side, you have mentors who are incredibly passionate and influential in their communities, and they lead so heart forward. On the other hand, you have the participants in the clubs, these young girls and these young boys who are so hungry for information. They are so grateful and they are so active in these clubs and taking so much of their own personal time and energy and commitment. And when those two sides come together, the result is outstanding. And as I mentioned, it is truly palpable because, as we know, our energy introduces us before we even speak. And so on this call today, I ask you to tap into how you feel and feel the energy that you see even coming through just these slides, and how much heart and soul goes into this process. But it's that power of mentorship that you will be have a greater understanding of after the call today. I fully believe in the ripple effect, the impact that can happen from people coming together. And that, my friends, is the goal of the Giving Circle. One word I'd like to leave you with before we move to the next slide is the word Ubuntu. It's an ancient African word, and it translates essentially to the humanity to others, or more simply, I am because you are. I introduced that word to you today because you will see a common theme that although we're working with individuals, there is a common thread and a common goal to elevate everyone, not just those in the clubs, but the entire communities that surround them. So as we move to our next little slide here, we're going to pit stop on a little bit of housekeeping. For those of you that have done a Zoom call before, you know that there's a few rules that are helpful to follow. So just a quick moment here, making sure that you are on mute to avoid any background noise, any dog barks, all those good things. You're welcome to keep your camera on or off, but even if your camera is off, please do engage with lighting up our chat with comments and emojis and sharing a piece of that energy. Our mentors may be, or actually will be off camera, and that is just due to network issues. So we want to make sure that you're able to clearly hear the beautiful words they will articulate, but they will be off camera for those connection issues. Towards the end, we will have a Q&A session. So please post your questions in the chat or raise your hand. And how you raise your hand is actually right down at the bottom of your screen. You can see how that works. And again, those reactions that you can share, my favorite one, of course, is the heart. You can engage in that way as well. That's a wonderful way for you to support mentors when they are speaking as well. Since they'll be off camera, you can show you can show your support in that capacity. We will be, as mentioned, recording this chat today, and it will be available on the website for anyone who wants to see it after. So a fantastic opportunity for you to share once we finish the call. So let's talk a little bit about our agenda. What are we going to do this morning or this evening, depending on what part of the globe you're on? So today is all about welcoming you and kicking off the Global Sojourns Giving Circle Creative Expressions Contest. So you are here to raise the vibe on the entirety of this contest. So thank you. We will go over a brief introduction of what is Global Sojourns Giving Circle and what do we do. We'll be diving into that introduction shortly because about 24 of you that are on the call today are brand new to the organization. And so we want to make sure you have some good cliff notes to better understand our purpose and our process. You'll also see a video from the mentors, the girls and the boys in the clubs. That's about 5 minutes, and it really speaks to the power of mentorship. You'll have an opportunity to hear from 3 of our wonderful mentors during a panel discussion, and they will be discussing the impact specifically that this creative expressions contest has on the attendees of the club. Shortly after that, there'll be a Q&A session. Wonderful chance for you to field any questions that you have. Put them in the chat, and we'll be addressing as many as we can. Great opportunity for you to ask questions of the mentors and to really highlight some of those key items that are happening in the Creative Expression Contest. After that, Devin will take us through a little navigation of the very improved and wonderful website and how you can cast your votes. After that, we'll be doing a raffle and a giveaway, and it's going to be the Wheel of Good Fortune. So a little foreshadowing on that. And finally, there will be just a few closing remarks and a thank you for your time today. So next up, let's go over a brief overview of GSGC as we shorten it, which is the Global Sojourns Giving Circle. Before we dive into the contest details, I'd like to take just a moment to introduce properly the Global Sojourns Giving Circle. For those of you who are new to our community, welcome. We're glad you're here. This is your chance to learn about the incredible impact that GSGC is making in the lives of young people in Southern Africa. Understanding the heart of our mission will give you a deeper connection to the creative expressions that you will see today. So just a short summary, a background of GSGC. GSGC was founded about 15 years ago by Priscilla Plummer, who's on the call, of course, under the auspices of Global Sojourns, a travel company. The inspiration for GSGC came from a small group of travelers who, after experiencing the rich culture and vibrant communities of Southern Africa, they felt a deep desire to give back. And it was more than a desire, it was a need. They felt really implored to give back. They saw firsthand the challenges that were faced by young girls in these communities, and they wanted to make a lasting impact. From this shared vision, GSGC was born, with a mission to break the cycle of poverty by empowering girls and supporting boys to empower girls. What started as a grassroots effort has grown organically into a thriving organization driven by enthusiasm, energy, passion, and the hard work of the supporters, the volunteers, and local mentors. There is a journey beyond mentorship. One of the unique aspects of Global Sojourns Giving Circle is its long-term commitment to the girls and the boys that we support. The journey begins with after-school clubs where girls and boys receive mentorship and life skills, but the support doesn't end there. Upon graduating from these clubs, participants enter an alumni network where they continue to receive guidance, whether it's transitioning to higher education, securing job placements, or entering the workforce. This phase is critical in breaking the cycle of poverty, providing girls with opportunities they would not otherwise have, like conservation work in safari camps and job placements in the hospitality industry. We have a series of strategic initiatives that also show you how we are achieving these results. GSGC is implementing these initiatives to ensure the continued success and growth of the programs. One initiative is the development of a format curriculum. This establishes a standard curriculum for both the clubs and alumni programs. This ensures a consistent, high-quality mentorship and education across all of our initiatives. Youth Mentorship Centers. We've established a Youth Mentorship Center in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, and plan to expand this model to Livingstone, Zambia in the near future. These centers serve as vital hubs for ongoing support and mentorship. Additionally, scholarship programs. Our scholarship program focuses on supporting girls who are the first in their families to pursue higher education. This is a crucial step in breaking the cycle of poverty and enabling these young women to not only realize their potential, but far surpass it. Building a sustainable team. To support our growing initiatives, we're expanding our team to ensure the sustainability of the organization. This includes developing leadership within the local communities and enhancing our operational capacities. And our final initiative, community engagement and partnerships. This is critical to why the model of GSGC really works. Global Sojourn's Giving Circle is committed to deepening our engagement with local communities and forming partnerships that enhance our impact and provide additional resources for our programs. Priscilla will tell you herself that it's such an integral piece to walk alongside our mentors and their communities. These initiatives are all part of our strategy to not only address immediate needs, but to build a foundation for long-term success and empowerment for the young women and young men that we serve. There is such a palpable impact that you can feel when you are in these communities. The impact of Global Sojourn's Giving Circle is profound. By focusing on empowering girls and supporting boys to empower girls, GSGC has transformed countless lives and communities. These stories of success are a testament to the organization's dedication to long-term change. We will now shortly be hearing from Mercy, and I have to tell you that you will smile as soon as you hear her voice. You will hear the love that she has for her community and for the mentorship programs. I wanted to thank you for joining us today and for your incredible support of the Global Sojourn's Giving Circle. We've touched on the impactful work of GSGC and what they're doing to empower young women across Southern Africa, but to truly understand and to feel the depth of this work, it's important to hear directly from those on the ground. Now, to provide you with a closer look at the incredible work being done on the ground, I'm honored to introduce Mercy. Mercy is one of our passionate mentors in Victoria Falls, where she works closely with the girls in our after-school clubs and continues to support them as they transition into the alumni programs. She will share more about the life-changing work that her team undertakes every day. Please join me, put the love in the chat, put the hearts in the chat, and please join me in welcoming Mercy, and be prepared to have your heart expand.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Darren. Hello, everyone. My name is Mercy Sivanda. I am a mentor for Girls Time Club and the Tuba alumni. I grew up in a rural area where there was no electricity. We walked a long distance to fetch water from the river. I walked 3 kilometers each day to and from school in my primary education. There was no development in my village. I had no inspiration at all. A time came when I had to start my high school. I moved to a growth point where my father lived working at a supermarket. Life took a turn when my father lost his job. I had to drop out of school and I was doing my grade 10. He could not afford my school fees as he was the breadwinner in my family. I sat for a national examination the following year and I failed dismally. I had an opportunity to learn a skill that is cutting and designing that made me to move to Victoria Falls in 2013. That very year, I met a man called Nika, and my life changed beautifully. He offered me guidance, he became my mentor. He helped me realize my potential and encouraged me to write my vision down and chase my goals. My biggest goal was to take myself back to school, and with his guidance, I did, and I passed with flying colors. He gave me an opportunity to be part of an organization he worked with. That is when I met Priscilla. I got married later on in 2016, but life became difficult when my husband decided he wanted out of the marriage. Nika and Priscilla offered me all the guidance and emotional support I needed. They were my strong support system. They mentored me until I picked myself up. In 2019, Priscilla connected me with a lady who has a girls club. That is how I became a mentor. That is how I started working with Girls Time Club. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to tell you that we are a network of passionate mentors running clubs in Zambia and Zimbabwe with the help from Giving Circle, empowering youth in our communities. We offer safe spaces where we conduct regular club meetings with our youth, where they express themselves without being judged. We talk about life challenges and we guide the beneficiaries on how to navigate through life. We offer life skills and expose our youth to every possible opportunities and inspiration. We believe that when a young person is empowered, when a young person is mentored, they become best version of themselves, making informed decisions for themselves and their communities, eventually breaking the cycle of poverty. That is what we are. And for me, that is very powerful. I know this is powerful and it's going to change our lives. It's going to change the lives of the young generation and the future coming.
Wow, Marcy, your words say so much. It's wonderful to hear your voice. As we see this slide of you sitting with some of your folks in the club, it really, even just the expression on your face, there's love there. And I know from personal experience of spending time with you that you're spending so much of your additional personal time uh, being a true mentor, because it doesn't just start and stop in those isolated amounts of time that people are meeting in the club. You're They're really looking to you to guide them through so many different chapters. And I just think you're an amazing human. It's wonderful to hear your voice. So our next stop, my friends, is to learn more about the power of creativity. You've heard about the power of mentorship and how that has impacted not only Mercy's life, but she continues then to pay that forward and to create that ripple effect within the club and within her community. One of the words that we started our call with today was Ubuntu. And as you remember, it's the humanity. I am me because of we. And I bring that up again because now you have a chance to meet Elijah. Elijah was participating in the Creative Expressions contest. And when I asked him about what his future goals would be, he mentioned he really wanted to be someone that would eventually have a clothing store. And he said that he loves the creative expression of clothing and wants to be someone who's known in the community so that he can help others with his influence. And I pose this question to you, and perhaps you can post this in the chat. How has creativity enriched your life? Creativity manifests itself differently in each of us, but within each of us, there is an innate capacity for creativity that when we are able to address that capacity, you feel more empowered, you have more confidence, you find out something about yourself. It also allows you to connect with those that have that shared space as well. So with that, I would like to fully introduce you into the Creative Expressions contest. This is our 6th annual Creative Expressions contest, and it is formally known as the Creative Expressions Fundraiser. This is our pre-launch party. So everybody take a moment loosen up a little bit, wiggle around. I can see you up there, taking a moment to really kick off this fundraiser. This event brings together donors, mentors, and new participants to celebrate the incredible talent and creativity of young artists in Southern Africa. Today, we are not just showcasing their work, but also highlighting the transformative impact of creative expression in their lives. By joining us, you are helping to empower these young individuals to realize their full potential. So a little bit about the contest. The Creative Expressions Contest is our flagship fundraiser, where members and alumni of GSGC supported clubs ages 7 to 22 showcase their talents. This year, the contest is divided into two sections: current club members and first-year alumni, with categories including drawing and painting, essays, performing arts, poetry and spoken word, and crafts. This year, we received 72 entries. All had been thoroughly evaluated by expert judges. After careful assessment, 26 entries have made it to the final round. I ask you judges to post in the chat where you're coming from on your background. I know that we have consummate artists that are on the panel of judges. I also know that we have some really incredible judges. So just to share a little bit of background for those who are not as familiar. Now let's talk a little bit about the winners. Winners are determined by the highest number of votes. A lovely word in the chat from Paige that creativity does feed our soul. Absolutely. So the winners are being determined by the highest amount of votes, which means you have a direct impact into who is selected as a winner. We have 3 overall winners across age groups, plus category winners, with cash prizes supporting their education. Every contestant will also receive a certificate of participation. By voting, you're not just supporting a contest, you're investing in the future of these young artists. So let's make a difference together. Start voting and be a part of the celebration of creativity and positive change. There will be a link in the chat posted by Wendy to take you directly to the place where you can vote. And again, later in the call, Devin's going to walk us through that voting process. A moment of acknowledgements. Sincere gratitude to our donors. A huge thank you. Your contributions have made this contest and GSGC's initiatives possible, directly impacting the lives of young people in Southern Africa and extending into their communities. I'd also like to recognize the team and the mentors. The dedication and hard work of the Global Sojourns Giving Circle team, along with our mentors, make this contest a reality. Mentors play a vital role in guiding participants, helping them grow creatively and personally. I would also like to directly thank those who created this launch party and all the work that went into that. So specifically, Wendy, you laid out a fantastic option and opportunity for all of us to be here together. Devin, on the technical side, you've been amazing. To Linda, of course, you have been such a bright light through this process, and Suzanne with your comments as well. So a round of applause and some love for all of the hard work that went into just today's opportunities for us to be together. So thank you all. A big welcome to our new participants. To new participants, we encourage you to get involved. Please vote, please donate and share the fundraiser. Your support is crucial to our mission. We can create together the most massive and beautiful ripple effect from this Creative Expressions Contest. We can do that by sharing passionately our experience with creativity and inviting others to join us and to sit at the table with us. So we encourage you to share on social media. We encourage you to send an email. I know that you have people in your world that would want to see what's happening within this contest and within this organization. So in advance, thank you for sharing a piece of yourself with us. Next up, my friends, you have an incredible, inspiring video that will be showcasing the incredible talents and creativity. Video will be about 5 minutes and providing a glimpse into the lives and aspirations. We encourage you to watch the video closely so you can more fully understand the impact of this contest on these young artists and also how our mentors play a role as well. So enjoy, and we get to hear from Mercy again as well. It seems we're having a challenge with the audio playing, so gratefully there are subtitles. I'm sure we will be able to share this video as well, so you are able to hear it fully.
Apologies there. Let's try this.
A little rewind.
There we go.
Hi, my name is Ivonne Mangoya. The creative contest was exciting and it helped me to boost my confidence about how people treat me. It also helped me to write poems. In short, and just say I'm a poet. It also promoted my teamwork. I love working with my friends and I worked with my friends in writing my poem. So please vote for me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Mercy Sibanda. I am a mentor for Ituba alumni in Ghost Time Club. I am so excited about the 2024 Creative Contest because it promotes innovation. Our kids get to think outside the box as they fully express themselves with their creations. I believe the contest also builds the girls' confidence, especially when they get recognized within the clubs and when they are rewarded, when they win their creativity. So I think that's a huge benefit. I believe that the contest also promotes creativity. It enhances, the imagination of the kids, how they think and how they express themselves. I am so excited. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Prelaunch, a member of Girls Time Club. I am participating in the creative contest. Preparing for this competition has made me to practice and be more confident in myself and in my talent. Thank you, GSG.
Name is Esther Mufuka Adasa Kasanga, and I am 15 years old. I am part of the Sungam Koshi Girls Club, and I am taking part in this year's creative contest. I've noticed that ever since I started going to the club, I've improved on my rapping skills, and I hope that you guys vote for me this year. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.
Hey everyone, my name is Prosperous Pambili from Sisonke Boys Club. I'm a mentor, and this year we're celebrating the creative contest, and it's a time whereby young people showcase their giftings, their abilities, and their potentials, and there's a space where they're having fun, and where the world will begin to see who they are and begin to grow. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Novela Mapena, a boy aged 17 years from Sisonge Boys Club in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. I would like to tell you about the benefits of the creative contest. Creative contest is something that has left me with a mind of critical thinking, confidence. I am now able to know who am I. I am now able to fight and thrive for anything that I want in life. This has left me in decision making. I'm now able to think and fight for my goals. Creative content is something that has benefited me a lot. And we're excited about the 2024 creative content.
Oh my goodness. So we definitely heard some powerful themes there. Nobile, who spoke, was talking about how it helped him find confidence and to know who he was. And what is more powerful than that? To discover your own authenticity, your own self-concept rather. It's outstanding to hear. Some of the other themes that we heard were teamwork, feeling energized. If I look in the chat, some of the comments that were made by those of us that are sitting here today, creativity was life-changing for you. Creativity is the human spirit shining, according to Priscilla. Creativity is something that allows for you to feel energized, confident, and feel empowered. So, of course, creativity is absolutely incredibly powerful. Our next journey together is also powerful because you are going to be hearing firsthand from a panel of our mentors. And this is going to be just an incredible opportunity for you to listen to firsthand from Procedure, Gloria, and Sunga. Again, you will not be seeing them on camera, but you will be hearing their beautiful voices and hearing the passion that they have for being a mentor. This portion of our call together will be about 30 minutes, and it really showcases just how integral the mentors are to this process and how you're able to hear firsthand the mentors' discussions on the themes of self-concept, empowerment, and the impact of the contest on past winners. And that being said, also the importance of bravery and vulnerability in this process. We encourage you all to reflect on these discussions and consider how your support can further empower the participants through voting and, of course, through sharing your experience as well. Since this is one of the longer segments, there will be a slight pause between the mentor discussions, and we will be able to reflect on a few questions that are posted in the chat. So without further ado, Procedure, please join us and share your vantage point on the impact of the Creative Expressions Contest.
Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you for this opportunity. I hope you can hear me well.
You sound great.
Thank you. I remember sitting under that shade, feeling timid and unsure. As a child, I had
Sounds like we are having a bit of a connection issue, so we will hang tight for a moment and hope that Procedure can come back and join us. And if not, we'll move to another conversation and circle back as well.
My mother was not educated or skilled. The situation was unbearable. But there I was, sitting in a circle with other girls from my school and from my community. We had got an opportunity to be in a GSGC mentorship club. Our mentors told us, girls can do it. Girls can contribute and make a difference. We were encouraged not to give up. At that moment, I found my voice. I believed I could. I believed there could be a change. Those moments changed my life. Everything changed. And since then, it has been a journey of growth and resilience. And today, I'm a mentor at Girls Time Club, having the opportunity to share the same words I had those many years ago, helping girls to develop a positive self-concept as they explore their identities and express themselves creatively. When we announced the 2024 GSGC Creative Contest, there was excitement. We encouraged everyone to go home, plan, and start preparing their presentation. When we met the first week after the announcement, we had many girls who had started preparing. We had poetry, speeches, crafts, and more. But coming to Lisa, she is a girl who joined the club last year, very shy, mostly quiet in a corner. Lisa, facing down, told us that she had not prepared anything. We encouraged her to try, to allow herself to be creative and try new things. We wrapped up the session and met again the following week. When we opened the floor, to our amazement, Lisa was the first, raising up her hand. We applauded her as she stood up to share. She shared that she had written a poem titled Confidence. She spoke out with conviction, standing up tall and looking up. Everyone was glued to her, hearing the powerful words. With every step, I claim my ground, my health, my abilities too. I know I can, and I see it through. When she came to an end, cheering was loud, and her face lit. Ever since that day, Lisa became more lively in the safe space. She participates more in discussions. She opens up more about challenges when she's trying new things. And she's learning and growing. In one of the sessions that followed, Lisa stood up and shared a word of encouragement with others. That is what the creative contest is about. It helps participants to explore their identities and understand their unique selves. It helps girls to grow their confidence, to become more determined in life. Precarious story also is another that shows expressly the impact of the GSGC Creative Contest. When we announced the contest, Precaria was not around. Precaria grew up with a single mother who has struggled to support her, as she herself has no education and survives through selling vegetables and fruits. Due to challenges of accommodation, school fees, food, to mention some, Precaria was sent to her aunt with the hope that she could help support her, but it was not to be. In her disappointment, she came back home, and when she came to the safe space, she found the creative contest preparations ongoing. When she came back, she took the challenge. In spite of all the challenges that she was faced with, she wrote a poem. The opportunity to be creative, to focus energy on something more purposeful, gave her a platform to showcase what she can do, to become a creative thinker and a problem solver. Precaria wrote a beautiful poem. And when the opportunity came for her to take action about her situation, she took it and she continues to learn and to grow with purpose. Just like me, these girls could have gone in a different path. One of prostitution, maybe, because of lack of basics like food. Maybe teenage pregnancy, drug and substance abuse, and early marriages. But because of mentorship, through the creative contest, these girls get an opportunity to develop and create a future for themselves. The platform of creativity gives girls a voice and the opportunity to break the cycle of poverty. With creativity, we find our voice, a language that speaks directly to the heart, where impossible becomes the work of art. A new world comes to life, a story to inspire. As the pen begins to dance, words start to appear. That's creativity. It's the spark that sets our souls on fire. With creativity, we find our true selves, our deepest desire. Those are the words from Precarious Poem. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Procedure from Victoria Falls. I'm a mentor at Girls Time Club. Thank you, Darren.
Wow. Does anyone else feel that they may not have the driest of eyes in the moment? Wow. Procedure, your voice is the depth of how much impact you have had with the girls and boys in your community is absolutely incredible. The energy that you are able to transpose to us is absolutely palpable. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for what you're doing on a daily basis. If we can go back and recap into some of the powerful words that we just heard, and I think powerful is absolutely the word for it. Procedure talked to us about Lisa, who started off with her eyes down. And just imagine that you can see that child, their eyes facing the ground. To transition from that moment into the confidence of not only speaking up for themselves, but Lisa speaking up for everyone and giving everyone in the group those words of encouragement. That transformation happened in days, and it happened because of the investment, the heart that happens through the mentorship program, specifically the mentors. You give so much power to these kids. You give them that opportunity to be seen. I think the other thing that we can center upon, my friends, is that there's that moment that can change the course of someone's life. And that moment can sometimes happen just sitting in a circle underneath a tree. And that moment happened for Procedure, and she saw that same moment happen for Lisa. Creative Expressions provides, in Procedure's words, a voice, an opportunity. In Precarious words, a language that speaks directly to the heart. A story to inspire, a spark that will set the soul on fire. That is one of the most incredible poems I have ever heard, and I am just completely touched by it. I'm in awe. So if any of the rest of you are having that moment of awe yourselves, please do share in the chat, and we can certainly call out some of your experiences. But just a few moments for you, Procedure. Soulful and powerful. What a gift to provide. Heidi mentioned that she could listen to your voice all day, and thanking you for your efforts in mentorship. We also had a wonderful expression from Nancy saying that the words were beautiful and inspiring. A lot of thank yous, of course, a lot of wows, a lot of hearts, and also a word from Priscilla, the founder of Global Sojourns Giving Circle. Priscilla mentions that she doesn't know how quite to express how impactful this opportunity is for the mentors who are sharing today. It's taking them to another level. So thank you all for the time and energy that you have invested to bring us to this moment. Let's all take a nice deep breath and feel the power that is coming from that testimony, I would say, from Procedure and also those in the clubs. And then get ready for round 2. All right, so now please join me in welcoming with your hearts, your emojis, your claps, your vibes. We will now hear from Sunga, who is also one of our incredible, incredible mentors. So I will leave the floor for you, Sunga.
Hi, Darren. Thank you so much for this opportunity and good evening to you all. My name is Sungamwila and I'm based in Livingstone, Zambia, where I work as an acting gallery manager at the National Art Gallery. Currently, I'm enrolled at Evelyn College, where I'm pursuing my degree in Fine Arts of Education. And I spend my Saturdays with the girls at Songomkosho Girls Club, where I just mentor them to help them find their potential and their voice. Personally, I finished my high school at a tender age of 15, and 18 years ago, that was pretty young because most of my classmates were actually 3-4 years older than me. But because I didn't have a mentor, I spent almost 9 years moving about doing small jobs and not getting anything serious done in my life. It wasn't until I met my Agnes Yomwe that my life took a turn for a change. She not only adopted me as a daughter, but also mentored me and helped me to identify and embrace my strengths, my creative side. And through her, I was able to gain confidence and get a scholarship under the Literature Trust organization, which enabled me to get my diploma in arts teaching. I truly feel that it's my past and my experience that drives me to work with the girls because I'm able to see myself in them. I'm able to see their fears and their uncertainty. At the same time, I'm able to see their potential. And I'm just happy to be one of the people who actually help them to recognize their own voice. At our club, we meet side by side with Friends of Change Boys Club, which is run by my brother. And the whole idea was that we realized that if we empowered the girls and the boys were left out, we will still have a society where girls were disadvantaged. So the whole point of having the boys club was so that the boys are taught not only to be young, responsible men, but they're also taught to value the girls. And from time to time, we have combined sessions so that the two genders can learn to coexist, not only for their personal development, but also for the development of the community as a whole. So it was during one of these combined sessions about 4 months ago that I recognized a young boy named Albert, 18 years of age, who always sat in the corner and barely spoke up. He always talked in very low tones. And out of curiosity, I started talking to him, and I realized that one of the reasons he wasn't actually speaking up was because he couldn't express himself confidently in English. It's not that we want all our children to speak in English, but one of our goals is for the children to have academic excellence. And if they are able to understand English, it's easy for them to excel academically. Not only that, the children who actually speak English are more confident than those who do not. So though we want our children to express themselves freely in their vernacular languages, we also encourage them to speak in English. So as I continued communicating with Albert without discriminating him in English, I realized that with time started responding back to me in English and our conversation started being smooth. And the more that was happening, the more he was actually interacting with others and started to make new friends. When the creative contest was announced, Albert, now that he could interact with others, was actually able to get ideas from others. He could see what they were doing. And for him, that wasn't good enough. He wanted to stand out and do something different. So he drew a very nice portrait of an African woman, and you could tell that she was an African because she had a broad nose and thick lips and wide eyes. And he dressed her in a beautiful head wrap and a chitenge, which he actually sewed himself on a machine and glued to the work. When I asked him who did that, he said, I did it myself. And I was really impressed with his creativity and his resourcefulness. And something incredible happened when they asked that we sent portraits of all the children. Albert refused to take off his headsock, which was wearing all the time. And for us, we have realized that in our community, boys are always wearing head socks as a way to look cool. And yeah, they have a whole lot of other reasons aside from just wearing them for warmth. And when I asked him to take it off, he said, no, this is the only way I look cool. Plus my head is shaped funny, so I can't take it off. So after talking to him for a bit, he took it off and it really looked good. He's a handsome young boy. And funny enough, once he took off the head sock, most of his friends actually started recognizing him and they started praising him. And that was the last time we saw him wearing his head sock. He actually testified that his mom was very impressed because she could barely remember the last time she saw him without a head sock, which was very impressive. And about a month ago, when we received a call from the GSGC network that a group of visitors were coming from the USA, I asked Albert to talk about his work. He was nervous because he had never made a presentation before, but after a number of times talking to him and coaching him, he agreed to do it. And that day, when he stood up to talk to his friends, you could have heard a pin drop from the silence that was there because everyone was astonished. The children, his friends, were like, what is he doing? They had never heard him talk. And for 2 to 3 minutes, Albert on the stage and talked about his work. He was nervous, but I was proud that he still took up the challenge. It talked about the strength that women have, which was great because we are trying to empower boys for girls. So if boys can talk about girls, for us, that's a plus. So it talked about the strength that women had, and this was inspired by looking at how his mother was working hard to take care of him and his brother, especially that his father was absent. When he was done, his friends cheered for him loudly, and he opened his mouth in disbelief because he could not believe that he could get such a response from his friends. He carried with him a very big smile on his face the rest of the day, and I was just so happy to see that. At the end of the day, he actually messaged me telling me that it felt like a new person. It was like, I really want to do this again. I'm so happy, and I'm looking forward to next time when I do this. And since then, Albert is always asking for materials because he wants to do better. During the week, he would send me photos to show me what he's doing, and he wants comment because I want to do better and be a better person. For me, this is just an example of the power of mentorship and how far it can go, not only in the lives of individuals, but in the families and the communities as a whole. And this impact doesn't just end on the children when they're in the club, but even when they graduate grade 12 and become alumni. An example is of a girl we have in our club. Her name is Chazipa Kopeka. She has been with us for 7 years. And in that 7 years, she has won 3 certificates in the creative contest, which has been running annually. And this is through 3 different years. She was a shy girl who could not speak out loudly, but every time we had competitions, you could see her face sparkle as she sat in the corner and would get to work. And the more she was winning, the more her confidence was coming up and the more her skill was getting better. And not only that, she was also inspiring other people. Currently, Chazipa is enrolled at Evenhorn College, where I was studying to be an art teacher. And she has become a role model at the age of 20, not just to her young siblings, but also to the girls in her club. Her father always tells me how this has changed not only her life, but the life of the family as a whole, because she's the first person ever in the family to go to college. The girls in the club still are always saying, I wish I could be like Chazipa. At least if I can't win a contest, I wish I could make some money out of my work. And some of them are already doing it. You know, they make crafts, they sell earrings and doormats, they plait hair, they do paintings, which is a very good thing for us if the girls can have skills that can enable them to make monies for themselves and for their families. Not only that, they're also working extra hard at school because they want to be like Chazipa, who's actually under the GSGC College University Scholarship Program. So before, some girls would be reluctant in working hard at school because they knew that their families could not afford to take them to colleges. But with this example, they're like, at least I too, if I work hard and get good results, I may have a chance to get into college. Me, like any other mentor, we are ever grateful to you, our donors, for the continuous support you give us, because without you, we can't do this. I am very grateful to see the children always gaining their voice, always learning to express themselves, excelling academically, having good skills. And I hope that with your continuous support, we can continue changing the lives of the children and their families and the community as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sunga. Such a privilege to hear from you. And again, your voice, I could hear you all day. You can hear the energy, the love, and again, just that powerful thread that radiates through the entirety of our call today, and that common thread being possibilities, and you seeing that possibility within your participants in the clubs and helping them reach that. So to recap on some of the stories that we heard directly from Sunga, imagine yourselves as Albert. Imagine yourselves as sitting in the corner and feeling isolated and feeling like you don't belong and you're not connecting. And then you have someone like Sunga sit down next to you and tell you, I see you, I hear you, and I believe in you. And you'll hear that phrase again and again throughout Global Sojourn's Giving Circle. I see you, I hear you, and I believe in you. And that is a mantra that is such a connecting phrase that you'll, again, hear again and again and again, but also you can see happening through the interaction with the mentors and the clubs. So that was a defining moment for Albert, where he went from sitting in quietly in the corner to opening up and then being able to thoroughly communicate and also have those interactions confidently. And to also hear Albert talk about the strength of women, to not only be empowering himself, but to have that buy-in to empower others and empower women in the community as well. So Christiana is asking about the raffle. Yes, my friend, the raffle is coming up shortly. You are going to be about 15 minutes or so away from that. So we are moving in that direction. A couple comments from the chat. Andrea feeling very moved by the personal impact of Global Sojourn's Giving Circle in the community. And Heidi mentioning what great stories of powerful mentorship as well from Sunga. So up next, we have mentor Gloria of the Believe Girls Club. Gloria will also be sharing her vantage point on the impact of the Creative Expressions Contest. Gloria hails from Zambia.
Thank you very much. My name is Gloria Movita from Believe Girls Foundation, Zambia, from the tourist capital of Zambia, beautiful country. I started mentorship program in 2013. The reason I involved myself in mentorship program is because I became pregnant at a tender age, and I wanted my daughter to have a mentor. So I wanted my daughter to see a mentor in me, my daughter to have someone to talk to. That's how I started the mentorship program, and I was under Karim, and now I'm running the mentorship program. It was that beautiful time of the year when the creative expression was announced. We decided to inform our girls on our WhatsApp group, and the girls responded with so much joy. They sent some emojis, they sent some voice notes, excited about the creative expression. And we decided to tell them on Saturday as we meet, we are going to read the rules and be on time. I reached at the safe space on Saturday. It was a warm morning, waiting for the girls. I was seated in our safe space when the girls started coming in. Each girl, when they reached in our safe space, they were laughing, rejoicing. It's me who is going to win. It's me who is going to win. They were so excited. And the two latecomers appeared and told everyone in the room, this time around, we are the ones winning. And everyone was excited in the rooms. One, the latecomers were on time that particular day because of the excitement of the creative expression. We sat in a circle, we read the rules to them, and we asked them, how many of you want to participate? And all of them with joy, they raised up their hands and said, it's you who is going to win this year. We gave them time to tell us what they want to participate. The first one raised the hand and said, I'm going to participate in dancing. I'm going to sing. I'm going to do poetry. At this particular time, one girl raised her hand with her face facing down, looking so worried, and asked, am I going to participate? Is it possible for me to participate? And we said yes. The reason she asked, because she's only 10 months old in the club. The moment we allowed her to participate, she clapped her hands and said, yes, I'm going to participate in this. Yes, I'm going to take part. I can't wait to present what I'm going to do. The winner for last year stood up, pointing at all the girls in the room and said, I won last year and I'm going to win this year. But this time around, I'll do something different. And one girl raised up her hand and said, Auntie Gloria, I'm not going to tell anyone what I'm going to present, but I'll surprise everyone. We gave them a chance to go home and start the preparation. It was on a beautiful Tuesday. I was seated at home. I received a video clip on my phone from one of our girls who started the process of making a jewelry box, mixing paper in some liquid. This particular girl, she's 17 years old. She comes from a home she's the home of childhood. Her mother just left them, and she doesn't know who her father is. She's a single mother who looks after 3 children, her own son who is 2 years old, and the young sister and the young brother. Receiving a video clip from her, who has so much responsibilities. She has to go to school. She has to come back home, prepare food, and she has to go and look for all the basic needs required at home at just a tender age of 17. It just showed how determined she really wanted to win this. We met at a safe space 2 weeks later. She brought in her work and it was 85% done. She said, I'm asking for paint and glue. At our reserve space, we only gave her paint. And she said, I'm going to make something to come up with glue. She went back home. She decided to make glue out of porridge. And that was so innovative of her. She came back home. She came back to the safe space with a finished product of a jewelry box. While we were in the counseling room, when she submitted her finished product, one girl came. Her name is Miriam, and she was submitting her work. She had a beautiful piece of painting. This painting showed emotion in it because it was the painting of a female and a male, and a girl child seated on the middle, closing her ears. I asked her why this painting. And she said, Auntie Gloria, I'm expressing how I feel in this painting. This is what I've been going through. My parents have been going through some divorce. And I feel much better when I expressed how I feel in this painting so that I can recover from the pain, the negative energy I received from the community and from my parents. She submitted her beautiful painting and we displayed it in our counseling room. As I was leaving the counseling room to our meeting place, when I reached our meeting room, I saw a beautiful tiger on the table. And I asked Rachel, did you buy this tiger? And Rachel said, no, 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 no. I did not, because I thought maybe Rachel bought a decoration. And she said, no, it's one of the girls who made it. I asked which girl, and she said it was Belita. Then I called Belita, and Belita said, I did not want to submit my work in the counseling room because I wanted everyone to see my work. Belita made a handbag last year out of bottle lid, plastic bottle lid, and she did not win because the finished product, it wasn't good. And this time around, she said, I'm going to surprise everyone. And she expressed herself by displaying a beautiful tiger in front of our room where we meet so that everyone can just see her work. The tiger was made out of grass, some wire, and some disposable paper. And she said, I'm proud of my work. Those are some of a few creative expression work that we received from the girls. The creative expression, it has brought determination amongst our girls. It has brought teamwork amongst our girls. And it has made our girls to think critical about some of the work that they want to do. And truly, as a mentor, I say the creative expression, it's part of our goal, breaking the cycle of poverty through allowing our girls, our boys to think and showcasing the beautiful talents that they have. I, as a mentor, I find so much joy to take part in helping these girls to read for them the rules and help them step by step to finish everything that they have to present. So for me, as Gloria Mbita, I say the creative expression, it's a powerful tool to help our girls to showcase their talents. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gloria. So from Paige in the chat mentions, Gloria, you continue to inspire me and all the girls in the Believe Club. You're an amazing mentor and a role model to so many. And such a beautifully visual storytelling that you shared with us, Gloria, and it was absolutely moving. Totally agree with you on that, Tara, in the chat. Gloria, you shared with us that to have this safe space, it provides an opportunity for the girls in the club to find that determination, to find teamwork, to foster that critical thinking that, of course, serves them and serves their communities. And we can see the impact of that ripple effect. Such a powerful tool. So thank you, Gloria, for the work that you're doing, your continued work, continuing to share your passion and really helping guide along the way. Before we move on to our Q&A portion, I just want to recap on some of the themes that we were able to hear from our mentors. So starting with procedure, we heard about the purpose, we heard about unlocking the purpose and agency through creativity, using creative expression as a tool for self-discovery and identity exploration, building confidence and fostering self-actualization through this creative work, and empowering participants through new opportunities. We then heard from Sunga about inspiring future leaders and the transformative impact on past winners, seeing firsthand how a past winner was then able to become a mentor to her community. These success stories of past winners using the contest as a stepping stone for their future careers and education platforms, the long-term impact of the contest on participants' education and professional lives, and also the ripple effect of participants becoming role models in their own communities. And lastly, we just heard from Gloria about the real power of paving pathways for the future, the power of bravery and vulnerability, the courage that is required to share one's work publicly, also that personal growth that comes from the vulnerability of self-expression, and of course, the inspirational effect that happens when participants are brave, vulnerable, and open. And thank you all for being here today and sharing with us. At this point, we're going to move into an interactive Q&A session. So opening the floor, I'd like to open the floor for any questions. Please feel free to ask our mentors anything about the contest or share your thoughts directly on its impact. And we've had some of these great shares happening throughout the call, but we're just going to have a few minutes here where if you had something specific that you would like to either comment on for the mentors after they shared their stories with you, or you have questions as well. You can do that by posting in the chat or simply raise your hand using your raise the hand feature, and then go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, my dears. So don't be shy if you've been working on any questions that you wanted to share. You're certainly in a safe space to do that. While I give you a moment to catch up and think about perhaps what some of your questions might be, I'm just going through the chat. Deborah mentions that, wow, this is a really touching experience, touching hearts and making a profound difference in young lives, and thanking the mentors for all that they do. A shout out to our final round of judges coming from Paige. We appreciate all your efforts, your skills, and your heart that you have put into this contest as well. Okay, I think we've done a really nice job of actually addressing questions. Looks like Deborah might be raising her hand. Okay.
I'm going to be brave and ask a question. Okay, I'm a teacher, so participate here. I'm just curious. So there's nothing like winning. Everybody wants to win, but do the kids find that just going through the process of the contest and creating whatever they're doing, dance, singing, whatever, is I don't know if I can say is equally rewarding as winning, but get my drift here. Yeah, everybody wants to win, but is just going through the whole process for them I'm hearing examples here, but a rewarding experience, and do they take away a lot from that whole process of just going through it, even when they don't win?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to direct that question to Sunga, if you can hop on, and in the moment between Sunga, I will address that to your question. We have heard in some of the stories directly from the mentors that just by someone coming into that safe space and even considering putting their work into the creative expression contest, that pivotal moment happens where they feel seen, they feel supported, they feel heard, and it unlocks a confidence and also unlocks that potential for creativity to even be fostered in that moment. So there's an exponential amount of personal growth and confidence building that happens from purely participating. But Sunga, if you could put some more direct words to that from recent experience, we would appreciate it. Sometimes we have a few connection issues, Deborah. So I will speak on behalf of our mentors and say, absolutely, there is a benefit to participating. And I was physically in Africa visiting the clubs when they were preparing for the Creative Expressions contest in 2022. And the absolute energy and excitement is one piece. Of course, everybody wants to win, and there's a good, healthy competition aspect, but it's more of the overarching spirit of participation that actually has the bigger lasting impact. And looks like Gloria is on the call. Gloria, did you want to speak directly to that as well?
Yes, so one of the things that definitely all the girls and boys, they want to win. But one of the things that has been helping us, it's also the mentorship program that we have been having, and also the certificate that they receive from Global Surgeon Giving Circles that motivates them. So the moment, like we were, Believe Foundation, we were the first club to win when we just started with the creative expression. And when we gave our winner, I remember it was the phone. And when we gave her the prize, these other girls who participated, we gave them the certificate. That certificate meant a lot to them, and they just want to keep on trying and keep on trying. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gloria, and thank you, Deborah, for being brave and asking a question. And I think it's a question that we all wanted to know as well. So thank you so much. Andrea has a question in the chat that Devin, I was hoping you could answer, Devin or Wendy. Do the kids see the comments from the judges? I tried to provide constructive criticism and wonder if they do see it. Question from Andrea.
Thank you. I'll answer that. Andrea, thank you so much for participating as a judge. We did see your comments, and we are collating all the comments, and we're going to send it back to all the mentors that the individuals can see the feedback from the judges. And that was actually one of the requests that we got through in our committee. We have a committee that goes through the rules and how we're going to run the process. And the committee asked, can we have a feedback loop that any comments go back to the participants? So yes, they will see your comments. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And you just heard from Wendy, who has been absolutely integral in this entire process of the creative expressions, and also in today's launch call. So big heart goes out to Wendy as well. So we'll take just another couple moments here. If you have some questions that you'd like to put in the chat, or if you would like to just raise your hand, and we will certainly bring you on. You don't have to be on camera, but we can bring your voice to the platform as well. So Andrea mentioning that makes her feel really good about the program. She's honored to participate as a judge. Of course, a really important part of mentorship is that constructive feedback, and really not just saying, oh, you've done a nice job here, but also acknowledging the work that was done and then helping take the next steps to then expand the opportunities as well. And a big thank you going out to Wendy, saying she's awesome, from Deborah. And yes, very, very awesome. Priscilla, our jet setter, our founder, she had to hop on a plane, but she wanted to make sure that everyone knows that she is completely grateful and that it takes a team of supporters who understand that both the head and the heart are involved in what is making a difference here. More kudos to Wendy, Devin, and Kalinda, the team bringing this all together as well. So we'll take just another moment here if you would like to raise your hand or put your question in the chat. After we wrap up our Q&A session, we'll be taking a tour of the website briefly with Devin, who will be showing us how you can vote and how you can see the different expressions as well throughout the contest. So I think we've done, mentors, you've done an amazing job addressing questions in your presentation. So wonderful, wonderful work there. At this point, we will transition into our next portion of the call, learning how can you cast your vote. All right, Devin, it's up to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you so much, everybody. It's wonderful to be here and having some real in-depth insight into what the meaning of the creative expressions is and really the impact on the ground, and some really great storytelling there. So thank you. I am just here for a quick little run through on how you can now cast your vote. That we have heard quite a lot about what the the contest means, let's have a look as to how contestants, how voters, how donors, how judges can go through and cast the votes for the finalists. We have a brand new website, as Darren had mentioned. It's beautiful, and really wanted to make it easy for people to be able to see the different entries and vote and cast your votes. We have it's been created by a team, as was mentioned, led by the amazing Wendy, who you saw a moment ago. So just very briefly, you know, the website is creative.givingcircle.org. It will be shared in the chat in the moment. I think Wendy might pop that through there. It'll also obviously be going out by email very soon. Once you open up the site, you can see we've got entries from last year, the finalists from last year, people who won, as some of the artistic backgrounds to it, which is quite a nice sort of contextual bit. We can see that it's got a homepage which speaks mostly about a lot of the meaning that we've just spoken through. And then when you go to the finalists page, you can go through, it will speak about the fact that, as Darren mentioned at the beginning, we had 72 entries from the clubs, which were all worked through from the judges to get down to our finalists. It speaks about the different categories we have, current club members, the juniors and the seniors, as well as the alumni, the different categories, and your voting amounts. Now, voting can start from today. You can go straight from the call and cast any votes all the way through to September 30th. We will be posting some emails and updates through the voting window for donors and judges to be able to, donors and supporters to be able to go and have a look and see, cast your votes, and also see updates on who's winning and how the votes are going. In terms of donation amounts, the way that it works is you can cast one vote for one entry at $35, and two votes, either for one entry or for two different entries at $55. All of these funds go into the supporting of the clubs and the ongoing running of the clubs, as well as the prizes for the contest. 5 votes, vote 5 times for any ones that you wish for $120, or 10 times for any of the entries that you'd like for 200. Or you can love them all. If you just want to say, hey, I just want to support this entire contest, I think that what is happening is valuable. You can love every single one of them and give all of them one vote each for $500. There is also a custom amount, which we'll get to if you don't want to specifically choose one, or rather choose your own amount that you'd like to just contribute. We'll get to that in the form itself. It speaks through just the basic steps, is explore the different entries that we have, add it to your cart and check out, just like any intuitive shopping website that you might come across. You can see that the Love Them All vote is right there in case you'd like to go for that. Just nice and easy for you to access. And then you can get to your entries. When you go through down to the bottom, you can see that we've got our finalists, we've got the two different sections, the juniors and the seniors, and you can start looking through. You got your performing arts sections, your juniors, Beverly from Tikabani, Daniel from Sisonke Boys Club. You've got you can see that some of them, we've had some early voters already have voting, and you can see that has where they display the votes and where everybody is at the moment. You've got your seniors for the performing arts section, Catherine and Esther. These are your finalists. Just to underscore that these are the ones that have come through the voting section, the voting process, the judging process, and selection from the clubs themselves. We've got our drawing and painting contestants, our junior, novice, and senior novice entries, as well as our advanced entries for the drawings. We do have some really particularly highly skilled arts clubs which enter into the advanced section. Beautiful stuff here from Friends of Change and Sunga Makoshi, which is Sunga's club, which you have just seen. We've got our essay and spoken word entrance. We've got our seniors, as well as our poetry contestants, our juniors, Ayubonga, who you would have seen in that video earlier on in the call, as well as our seniors. Now, let's say I want to explore a little bit about one of the entries here. So if I want to find out a bit more, I can go and have a look at Linganji here, who is at Sunga Mokoshi Girls Club, one of Sunga's girls, proudly representing in the finalists here. You can see Linganji's photo, where she's from. You can see the video recording of her entry, as well as a transcript, which is just underneath it here. Once you have finished watching and enjoying her entry, you can choose to then, if you'd like to vote for it, you can say, great, love that one from Linganji, really moved me. Let's add my vote. Once you've added your vote, you can choose to either view your cart or check out. So let's have a look. Just intuitively, as any website that you might have experienced, let's say, great, Linganji, I'd like to vote for her. You know what? I might like to vote for her twice even. Let's go through. It automatically updates for you. You proceed to your checkout. And as you would on any other website, you'd go through and fill in your details and choose any donated payment options. Once you're done, you'd say complete and place your order. But if you'd like to still carry on and go through the rest and not finish just vote, not just vote for the one, want to see all the rest of them, you can keep going through. And as you can see, we have all of the entrants down here, all the way down through to our alumni section too, which has drawings and paintings and essays and spoken words. All right. To the team, and thank you to Wendy and everybody. That is just a brief little look as to how to cast your votes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Devin. The website looks incredible. Just bravo, bravo on all sides there. Friends, I think it's time for a giveaway. I think it's time for the Wheel of Good Fortune, as we are calling it, because we have some giveaways. We want to honor your time, your energy today. And so we have 3 raffle items. And so we've got some prizes we want to give away. And Wendy is going to take us through this little spin the wheel situation. So our first prize that we will be giving away is a gorgeous bag that is actually designed and created and crafted by Mercy herself. You got to hear from her. It's not showing up perfectly in my background, but I can tell you it's gorgeous and it's going to make anybody's day that has the chance to win. So shall we spin the wheel and see what happens here? Do a little spin the wheel share. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're going to just see who amongst you on the call is the lucky winner for this gorgeous bag. Crossing your fingers, hoping it's you. Oh man, who's it going to land on? It's going to be Anne-Marie Haldeman. So Anne-Marie has been a longtime supporter of Global Sojourns Giving Circle, a fantastic human. And congratulations, Anne-Marie. This bag will be hand delivered to you since you are local in the Vancouver, Washington area. Okay, my dears. So gift number 2, and I have a selection of sizes here. So I hear you. I see you. I believe in you. A custom logo t-shirt for Global Sojourns Giving Circle. Let's spin the wheel of good fortune and see who's going to be our lucky winner. Oh boy, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Patricia? No. Oh, it's Harmony Butler. We have a winner. Oh my goodness. All right, Harmony, you have won. And now you get to represent in style. We'll be connecting after the call for shipping information, since I'm not sure if you're local or not. Oh, let's see. We are hearing that we may have, let's see, we got some things in the chat. All right, Wendy, I'm going to have it be your call if you would like to do one more spin the wheel to make sure that we have everyone present on the call. I will put that in your capable hands on that. So we have at least one more prize to give away. And the next prize is going to be a $200 gift certificate to the Difference Boutique in Vancouver, Washington, or Lake Oswego, Oregon. I'm the owner of The Difference, and we believe in making a difference. So we are happy to support the Global Sojourns Giving Circle. With your gift certificate, you could peruse a selection of shoes, clothing, and accessories sourced from around the world. Okay, my friend, so this is the big one. We're going to do a wheel of good fortune and see which lucky supporter is going to be the recipient. All right. Oh boy, let's see. And after this, we're going to spin one more time for the bag as well. Oh, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Charles? Charles Kenneth, you are the winner. And Charles, you know, we are a women's boutique. However, if you need to gift that to someone, we can make arrangements for you. But congratulations, you have won the ultimate prize today. So congratulations to Charles. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And we're going to do one more wheel around the wheel for the bag because we did want to make sure we're honoring those who are able to physically be on the call today. And so we'll double check that here. So this bag, again, handmade by Mentor Mercy in Zimbabwe. And Anne Nip, we have a winner. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, Anne. Also local to the Vancouver, Washington area and a tremendous supporter of the efforts of Global Sojourns Giving Circle. So congratulations. Happy to hand deliver this to you. Oh my goodness. So we have our winners. We'll be collecting your info and making sure that you get all of your goodness. Big thank you for all of you who participated in the raffle. And remember that the real winners to get today are the young people that you are supporting with your votes and your donations. So as far as any of our next steps, a huge, tremendous thank you to everyone here. We would love for you to continue this ripple effect, continue this energy, connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Please take a moment to share. As you know, this call has been recorded, but sharing more specifically the Creative Expressions Contest is a fantastic way for you to connect with those who also value creativity. And of course, there's no obligation. Perhaps they just want to see what creative happenings have transpired. But of course, the voting is the fundraiser that makes all the difference in our ability to support and meaningfully create change for these girls and young boys in the mentorship clubs. As far as how we go forward here, we really, again, encourage you to vote, donate, and spread the word. And your support, your continued support is absolutely vital to our success and to our mission of breaking the cycle of poverty and creating pathways to positive change. In closing here, we just hope that you are able to leave feeling inspired and motivated within yourselves to honor the creativity around you and around those in your life. Big thank you to our mentors, Procedure, Sunga, and Gloria, and Mercy for being here today. You are making an incredible impact in the lives of so many. So just absolutely powerful stuff here. So again, my name was Darren. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your hearts, your emojis, your questions, your engagement, and your continued support. So
If
we
we
appreciate it.
Please have a round of applause for Darren, who's been a wonderful host for everybody. Woo!
Thanks, Devin. That was a good woo. Oh, thank you all so very much. Okay, so whether it is a good morning or a good evening, we wish you the very best of days. Thank you again for being here. And that spirit of Ubuntu, let's keep it going, keep it moving, and create that ripple impact. So thank you all.
Thank you, Darren. Oh my goodness, fabulous.
Nice to see you, Paige. And with that, ciao for now.